We are live. So this is a theme session, Smart and Connected Ecosystem. And in the same session, the setting, the agenda would be by Ms. Suparna Datta, Global Industry 4.0 Head, LTI Mindtree. And this would be moderated by Mr. Devkumar Majumdar. It will be further joined by Dr. D.K. Pratihar, Institute Chair, Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, IIT KGP, that is IIT Kharagpur. Mr. Takuji Hasui, Manager, Global Business Division, Fujisoft Incorporated. He will be joining from Japan. Mr. Otonu Pramanik, COO and VP IT, RPSG Ventures Limited. Mr. Indranil Chaudhuri, Chief of Procurement Services, M Junction Services Limited. So we have Suparna online, Ms. Suparna Datta. She is joining us from Mumbai. So before we'll start this session with a brief video of our gold sponsor, LTI Mindtree. Suparna, I must mention that this is a very enthusiastic, very Joshila video. I asked the AV team here to put the music little higher. We were enjoying it actually. So with this, over to Mr. Devkumar Majumdar, who is moderating this session.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening on a Friday evening. And this is the time where I think we are going to discuss some of the most interesting things that are happening around us. Anywhere that you go, everyone talks about AI, analytics, robotics, automation, connected systems. So in this next nearly about 1.5 hours, we'll have an esteemed panel of speakers who will share their experiences, their concepts, and their ideas. There are some very interesting stuff, and I hope you will find this very interesting. But without much delay, what I will do is hand it over to Suparna for her to conduct her session. And since we have both an in-person and a virtual mode, we'll try our best to optimize the discussions in the best possible way it happens. Over to you, Suparna.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you, Mr. Majumdar. I am really missing the chance to be there in person. I would have loved that, but can't help it. So may I share my screen?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Let me know when it is visible.
Yes, we can see.
Visible? Okay. So good evening, everyone. And sitting among so many manufacturing gurus, I'm really feeling humbled and privileged to talk on the journey of connected universe. Do feel free to ask questions, but I think for the flow of the session, if we keep it at the end, it will be helpful. So what is the enterprise looking for today? What is their priority? We see that the enterprise priority as a common priority across industry today, due to the fierce competition, is to come up with new business models and at the same time sustain the revenue growth. I'll take an example. Lube is not selling barrels of oil today, but selling number of hours. They are committing the life of their lubricants. So that is the change we are seeing in the market. Earlier, product development was the first step and it used to aim at the sale in the market. But now product design has taken center stage and everyone is connected to it 360 degree. Now, to transform customer and employee experience, mastering the next generation efficient operation is mandatory. Connected enterprise is the answer to it. So we see that there are certain driving forces for the connected enterprise. Today, consumers are the market deciders. They are defining the market. Those days are gone when you launch a product and customer will accept it. Now you need to make it completely customer centric with focus mainly on the user experience. And not only that, offer it through connected point of sales on your mobile, preferably. Even the chemical industries, they are also now thinking about the look and feel when they are selling to their customers. Now, secondly, if we see that we should know the market feedback and take it to the design stage and make the product a value-added new variant, which is aligned with the market. At the same time, we cannot miss the early entrant's advantage. You need to come up with your variant well before your competitor can capture the market segment. Manufacturing line for this need not be only lean, but also it has to be agile, adaptable to cope up with the quicker reach to the market. Third one, if I see that capital investment is definitely needed if you want to modernize your legacy plants. But business demands OPEX to be reduced in such a way that it balances the cost pressure, because cost definitely cannot increase. This can also be possible when we increase the efficiency, do the scrap reduction, optimize the fuel and energy. Next, if you see, the market acquisition is also happening in a very hostile way. I'll take an example. Elevator industry, the manufacturer of elevators, for them, manufacturing and selling the elevator is 40% of the business, 30 to 40%. Whereas AMC and custom services give them 60 to 70% of the revenue. Now, this is possible only when connected environment of all the elevator instances are available and the mobile field services team are connected to it. They know each of the instance performance, behavior, health, and take action accordingly. Another important factor is the technology impact. Technology is changing, as we all know, getting obsolete in 6 months' time. So we need to choose cautiously what technology we need to adopt, and we can keep upgrading it at least for 3 years. And it can be supported internally by our own people and at the same time the vendor and partner network, so that we can be relevant to the market. So these are the driving forces we see, which is defining the connected enterprise. Now, how we can create these connected enterprise? I see that industry is getting segregated on the connected 3 parameters. Which are the 3 segments? First is connected supply chain. All the plants, the systems, the subsystems, the suppliers, the sales outlets, the labs, the warehouse, all of them connected to the ecosystem of the connected enterprise. Now, these we have realized so badly during the COVID time that when the chip shortage happened. So connected ecosystem of manufacturing plant and the supply network along with the supplier sales outlet is mandatory to have the production flowing and the demand to match the supply. Second will be the connected product and services, where we see that how the product is performing in the market, how additional revenue earnings can be done from the value-added services from them. And thirdly, in the connected R&D, where I already talked about the building your product pipeline has to be responsive to the market change. Now, if we look at these three areas, there will be 100 to 200 use cases. Do I implement all? That is neither practical nor feasible. So what we need to do here is we need to prioritize based on our business appetite, our specific industry demand, and where we can get the quick ROI. So how will it look like? If I look at the connected enterprise, normally there will be many use cases. We see the connecting vehicles, connecting consumer products, all of these are well-known use cases. When we look at the chemical industry again, we saw that they were manufacturing specialty parameters, which they call performance engineering. They were educating their customers how to best use their product, under what kind of process parameters, process conditions, and taking the customers in multiple cycles, customer even, they were trying to train so that the product is optimized and used perfectly. So this is the connected chemical we required here. Now, I'm sure 60 to 70% of you and your family never go to a market to buy consumable product, rather book them completely online based on your selected features. As customer, you get the choice through your mobile point of sale. If I look at the contrast side, the connected construction, where through mobile equipment as used by my parent company L&T, they are connecting all the equipments across sites to make the optimal usage of these construction equipments, because they are very costly, they are very heavy equipment, so they have to optimize the usage to keep their cost low and at the same time manage the aggressive timeline. Most of the cases it is government products, the government construction projects, so the time pressure is unlimited. So if I look at it at the core, we see the production planning and the execution of the production scheduling is sitting. How you align your production line with market demand requires not only lean manufacturing, and it also needs to go to the agile level, but that is only possible using digital services. So we need to have a connected support system where instead of shutting down the machine will tell you about their health, that they are going back. They will use the prediction by AI technologies using the health data of the machine collected through the IoT system. Today, reliability and energy efficiency centric maintenance strategy cannot be avoided because we are at the age of sustainability. Product goes through multiple stage and at different end of different production lines, from raw material to semi-finished goods to finished goods. Now, quality check cannot be possible to be done in a separate environment. It needs to be inline quality check, so that the variable factors which are impacting the process and the quality is real-time adjusted. Bad quality and rejection have to be minimized. So the two extreme ends of this visualization, we see the product design and the and the integrated supply chain, I mean, rather the outward supply chain, I would say, where the logistics and the distribution is happening. These two are continuously connected to the central production system. So if you launch a, say, product prototype and test it in different difficult terrain, because you need now today those kind of results to validate your product, you need to get the data back to the system immediately. You can't wait for weeks to get the reports. So that's how the connected enterprise need to be virtualized. And we need to do it real time. See, if I look at it, real time collaboration is mandatory for the connected enterprise. Now, we were developing dashboards for last 15 years. What is beyond analytics is experience and collaboration. Single source of truth, which is used to common view for all shareholders across the board. You see here, basically, how the technology is enabling the connected enterprise. IoT analytics for real time, digital twin for the agile manufacturing, AR/VR technologies for your work instructions or your even the remote assistance from the experts to guide during commissioning or even for the purpose of solving a problem. All of these AGVs, robotics, which is moving around in the shop floor as well as in the factory premise. Okay, so all of these technologies are enabling the connected enterprise and having collaborated in the common platform, so which has a virtual command center. Now, these type of technologies were all existing. There is nothing so new. But what I'm trying to put forth here is the connected enterprise is the place where all these technologies and the people are collaborated together. What will happen is when the production line manager, he is trying to look at the dashboards. He is also doing a daily check of what is happening in his production planning, his shop floor, and trying to find out the bottlenecks, what the problem is. He should also have the equipment to take the remote expert's help or approve the POs or even push the work orders wherever is required to clear that bottleneck. That happens immediately. So that's where the enterprise is connecting. I'll give you one example which we are seeing from inside, being in LTI Mindtree as part of the L&T group. We are seeing L&T is taking the connected enterprise journey through technology interventions day-to-day basis. L&T, as you know, is into engineering, construction. They are building airports, building dams, buildings, bridges, metro rails, whatnot. I mean, spaceship even. They are into energy transmission business, solar power generation business, and different type of business. So there are different type of projects executed in different terrain in aggressive timeline. So AI, computer vision, leader technologies, or IoT, additive manufacturing, all of these are connected together to continuously monitor the project progress, monitor the material consumption, availability of workers, or even workers' health. We are connecting 12,000 plus plant and machineries, 250,000 plus workers, and 7,000 odd digitally tagged vehicles to the system to continuously monitor so many projects, not only across the nation, but nowadays across multiple countries. So drones are used in energy transmission business, where monitoring the tower structure quality. We are using AR/VR on training and inspection across all the industries. And trust me, our CEO is having a project execution board at his cabin where he is monitoring all these different projects progress on a daily basis, on a second to second changes. So that's how technology intervention is changing the world. Now I'll take some external examples, and specifically I have chosen this particular battery manufacturer because this battery manufacturer was looking for how they can improve their operational excellence by connecting the machinery. So they first started with a plant reporting, which helped them to assess the loopholes at the asset level, at the process level, and also at the worker skill level. At the same time, they wanted to tie the manufacturing quality check with the performance of the battery at the market. That is, they connected the batteries on the trucks, on the run, and connected battery is sending the health data of the battery to the central system so that the design and process of manufacturing can be altered. Now, this journey cannot be taken in one day. So what we have done is step-by-step approach where every small step was giving them the return on investment on that particular area, and then we move forward. So that's how a journey is taken by a company. So this is one battery manufacturer example. I'll take the next example, which is from a pump manufacturer, basically pump OEM. Now, I mentioned earlier that the enterprise are looking into how to generate revenue in aftermarket different services. This is an OEM who is manufacturing pump, and they wanted to give special value-added services to their customer beyond the contract selling or selling the pumps or even the space. Now, since the products are connected, all the products in the market are connected, they can now advise the customer on how they need to operate, what is the right SOP, so that the product gives the right performance, how the pump is performing, how maintenance strategy can be carved out so that they do not need to carry additional inventory of the parts. Now here you are getting the goodwill of the customer, definitely, and you are charging the premium value for these premium services, and also you are giving them special services like how energy can be optimized. Every customer today now report these sustainability parameters to SEBI. So this is how you can win the customer confidence by, and also at the same time increase your own business. Okay. So the third example I'll take, and then I'll stop, pause for questions. Third example is from the life science industry. Pharma industry is the front runner in adopting the digitization, especially after COVID time when many other manufacturing companies were shut down. The pharma companies had to run, and they were heavily loaded to supply all these essential drugs. Now, they learned it very hard way. In this situation, their factories, had that been connected in a better manner, they could operate remotely with a handful people in the shop floor. Now, that is the learning, and they are adopting the connected enterprise technologies, connected platform of IoT. They are connecting all their machineries, their lab testing equipments, and the workers continuously after this episode. So these highly regulated products are also getting delivered in a connected manner. What is happening is that first step is that everything getting connected, we can also get the productivity of the people. We can also get the reliability of the line as a next step when the automated lab process are now rolling into the plants, different plants. So this particular case, what we started with is we started with multiple different small use cases, but defined their lab process and take that standard templatized lab process to multiple plants. across the globe, 60 plus plants it is taken. We have included the quality checks in line. We have taken many other steps by which this complete process, equipment, people, everything is connected. Root cause analysis are happening in line, and process disturbance and rejections are at the minimum. Now I'll pause here and ask you if you have any questions.
Hello. Thank you, Suparna. Very, very interesting stuff for all of us. And before I open it up to the audience, while they think of a question, I have a question for you. Can you briefly touch upon the security aspects that needs to be considered when you're talking about connected systems?
Very interesting question. Actually, when we talk about this kind of connection, obviously security takes, there is a possibility that security can take hit, but connected enterprise bring many participants in terms of age, ARVR system, and many other things which we all talked about in a connected manner. So you know your asset, ITOT inventory. Now, what we can do is that before inducting these ITOT inventory to the system, you do the security compliance. Segregate the ITOT network altogether, and you do not expose your machinery to the IT network. You keep it completely secluded. IT network, your company website will be residing. So we will create a DMZ layer between the IT and the OT before sharing the OT data. So OT data can be shared. I'm not saying that it will not be shared, but it will be restricted sharing. We can have the DMZ layer to maintain the security, prevent any write function. So it will be one-way outflow, barring few control commands. So that's how we can secure your OT network heavily. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. Any questions from the audience? Suparna would still be online. We can come back to her after all the sessions. Any questions? Any hands? Okay, so thank you, Suparna. I hope you will be online and you're able to hear us clearly. So again, we heard a lot of concepts. I think now I will invite Professor to demystify all these terminologies for us in layman's word.